Hello learners, the video number 2 deals with organizing plant engineering and management, presented by Dr. N. Venkateshwarlu, Associate Professor, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, New Delhi 68. Introduction. There is no one best maintenance organization that can be used in all cases. The organization should be tailored to fit the particular technical, geographical, and personal situation involved. In establishing the maintenance organization, it should be recognized the basic necessity is to maintain a plant at a level consistent with low cost and high productivity. So for any organization, it needs an organization structure. So here in maintenance department also needs an organization structure. The nature of the industry, that is whether it is electrical or mechanical, will have considerable influence on the maintenance organization. Also the size of the plant and the scope of activities to be performed are significant factors that will affect the organization. In a small plant, the maintenance department might consist of an all-round mechanic and a helper. In larger companies, the maintenance group would be big and contain a variety of craftsmen. So that is organization in any manufacturing organization or manufacturing industry, it needs a maintenance department. The maintenance department has to look after various departments, various production departments as well as activities. It may be electrical or it may be mechanical, chemical, whatever the activity, maintenance activity, it has to be performed by the maintenance department itself. So the maintenance organization needs a effective organization structure. So how by establishing a good organization structure, it can enhance the performance of the maintenance function. The person in charge of the maintenance engineering activities is usually an engineer and most frequently carries the title of plant engineer. Other titles of designations in use include superintendent of maintenance and manager of maintenance. The plant engineer in the maintenance organization is also expected to perform functions of supervising the power plant operations, installation specifications, and the planning and scheduling of major maintenance projects. After listening to this video lecture, you will be able to understand the organizing of maintenance, define maintenance organization, systems of maintenance organization, able to know staffing, directing and coordinating of the maintenance organization. So these outcomes you can able to understand after listening to this lecture as well as reading the unit provided in this course. Maintenance organization. First of all, one should understand why the maintenance organization is required and what is maintenance organization. The organization setup depends upon the system of maintenance adopted and the nature of industry. Maintenance organization can be centralized, decentralized or judicious combination of both. Generally, the big industries prefer the combination of centralized and decentralized system. So, or the organization, centralized maintenance organization or decentralized maintenance organization. Centralized maintenance group are controlled by the chief of maintenance, is responsible for major overhauls, breakdown maintenance and schedule maintenance. Decentralized maintenance group is responsible for preventive maintenance activities, lubrication schedules, minor repairs and adjustments, etc. Goals and objectives of maintenance organization. Maximum production or availability of facilities at the lowest cost and at the highest quality and safety standards. Identify and implement cost reduction techniques. Provide accurate equipment maintenance records. So the objectives of a maintenance organization is that maximize the availability of the machines for the production and maximum availability of the manpower for repair and maintenance. Then identifying and implementing cost reduction techniques. The collect necessary maintenance cost information, optimize maintenance resources, optimize equipment life, minimize energy usage and minimize inventory on hand. Here you can see that these are the various objectives. So how to optimize the resources, optimum utilization of equipment, optimizing the equipment life, minimize energy usage. These are all the various objectives of a maintenance organization. Then comes to centralized and decentralized maintenance organization. For performing any function, a systematic way must be established. A systematic approach not only enhances the efficiency of the work but also provides a good environment, builds up good relations, the responsibilities and authorities, a good control over the maintenance men and their operations also are contributed by following an appropriate system. So we need a correct required organization, maintenance organization. It may be centralized or it may be decentralized. So but the organization gives, so who will work which work and who will perform which work, that you can able to understand. Centralized maintenance organization. What is centralized maintenance organization? Centralized maintenance is a setup in which the head of the department will have all the maintenance staff under him and will send to attend the breakdowns as per the requisition sent by the various production departments according to some predetermined rules of priorities. Apart from the repairing activities, it also schedules to take care of failure preventive measures, increasing the machine life, etc. in such a way that it will hardly interrupt the regular production. So in the centralized department, what happens, the total organization structure is like that. It will be headed by the head of the department and the other employees, the head of the department, then engineers, maintenance supervisors, then operators, maintenance operators, like that the organization structure will be there for all the industries maintenance activities. So it will be controlled by the head of the department in a centralized maintenance organization. The decentralized maintenance organization. In this decentralized maintenance activities are split into some groups. First way is like mechanical maintenance, electrical maintenance, electronic maintenance, utilities and services maintenance, etc. In the second way is to divide it into the groups like breakdown maintenance, preventive maintenance, reconditioning maintenance, etc. In the third way is to split the maintenance crew into number of teams equal to that of the number of production shops. Here the different three types of decentralization will be taken place. That is depending upon the industry, it deviates from industry to industry. So electrical, mechanical, electronics, various decentralization can be done, so that the electronics crew only repair for the electronics and mechanical crew will only go for the repairing of mechanical equipment. So like that the decentralization will take place and it will be effective in allotting and scheduling the maintenance works. General functions of centralized maintenance: planning for maintenance and overall schedules in consultation with the plant maintenance and works management. To carry out all heavy repairs and major overhauls, operation and maintenance of the central services, planning for spare parts, maintenance materials and tools, planning for manpower and their training, preparation for annual maintenance budget and periodical reviews, recommendations on replacement policy and additional purchase policy, study of defect reports, suggested modifications and making recommendations, inspection to cross-check that maintenance at site carried out as per directions or not. General functions of decentralized maintenance: lubrication as per scheduled program, to carry out running repairs and preventive maintenance at site, routine inspection of equipment as per checklist, to initiative recommendations about modifications, improvisations, etc. for improving equipment efficiency, forecasting requirements of spare parts, etc. What is decentralization? The decentralization is open to a number of interpretation. In administration, it may be used to refer to departmentalizing activities, location of actual performance, or dispersal of the centers of authority and decision making at various levels in the organization. This is known as a decentralization. Decentralization means departmentalization, means identifying some particular activity depending upon that importance or that specialization. The crew will be decided. So the crew will be recruited for a particular electrical maintenance. Manpower will be recruited for the electrical maintenance department. Like that, the departmentalization will be done, and only those maintenance people will carry out their according to their the specializations. So that is the decentralization. Centralization is the systematic and consistent reservation of authority by the top management or the management at the center, while decentralization consists in the dispersal of authority, means distribution of authority. It must be remembered that complete centralization is impossible because a management is impossible without some measures of delegation of authority. Likewise, complete decentralization involving freedom for the various divisions or departments lead to disintegration also. Distinction between delegation and decentralization. However, decentralization should be distinguished from the delegation. Delegation can take place from one individual to another to complete the process, while decentralization is completed only when the fullest possible delegation is made to all or most of the people who are delegated a specific kind of responsibility. If the general manager asks one of the plant manager to recruit some executives on his behalf, it is an instance of delegation. Delegation of power means somebody delegates some power to do some work. So that is the delegation. On the other hand, if this authority is delegated to all divisional managers for all cases of recruitment, it becomes a case of decentralization. Up to the authority to their subordinates, decentralization is carried further down in the organization. If delegation is practiced systematically in all functions and divisions of the company and for a wide range of authorities and responsibilities, we should say the company is highly decentralized. Advantages of decentralization: lesser burden on plant manager. By doing decentralization, some lesser burden will be there on head of the department or plant manager. Centralization places too heavy a burden on the plant manager, who alone is responsible for planning and decision making. In most occasions, the decision has to be taken on the field or work spot. So whenever the work is going on, some decision has to be taken by engineer or a supervisor. So because of decentralization, it happens. If it is centralized, then one has to wait for the decision from the top management or the plant manager. In a decentralized setup, the subordinates share the burden of decision making and leave the plant manager concentrate on overall planning and control. This is the one advantage of decentralization. Possibility of diversification. A centralized enterprise with the concentration of authority in single individual at top will find it difficult to diversify its activities and start new lines of distribution. On the other hand, under a centralized setup, diversification is facilitated. This enables the concern to make up any losses in certain lines by gains on the other lines and thus reduces the risk of business. Executive development. Decentralization gives power and initiative responsibility to a number of executives. This provides a spur to the development of executive in the organization. So with this executive development, so many engineers, the executives will be given some responsibility so that they can take their own decisions when they require. So this is an executive development. Improvement of morale. Decentralization stimulates the formation of small cohesive groups. Since local managers are given a large degree of authority and local autonomy, they weld their people into well-knit groups with high degree of participation. Constant efforts, these managers are able to motivate the subordinates extremely well and secure a high degree of morale among them, which is very essential for the employees working in plant engineering. Drawbacks of decentralization. It creates problems of coordination because authority lies dispersed widely throughout the organization under such a setup. It may hamper the development of specialized services like maintenance departments because of diversity of thinking. It becomes a handicap of support from top management in case of quick emergency decisions. Staffing in maintenance. The staffing encompasses recruiting, selecting, placing, promoting, appraising, career planning, compensation and training of developing both aspiring candidates and current job holders so that tasks are accomplished effectively and efficiently. This function is very challenging in the maintenance department since the staff required for maintenance must have sound knowledge, highly skilled, accept challenge, willing to risk bearing and should be fully aware of all the facets of the job. Staffing function is continuous and is performed by the maintenance management. It covers the processes of developing work skills and executives, the planning of managerial resources, the planning and administration of management development programs, the appraisal of executive performance and the administration of executive compensation are all parts of the staffing function of management in an organization. In a single sense, staffing can be defined as assigning right men to the right job. Directing in maintenance. According to the above statement, the managers have the responsibility not only of staffing but also of guiding and supervising the subordinates. This is the managerial function called directing. The function of directing are issuing of orders and instructions, guiding and teaching the subordinates in the proper methods of work, and supervising the subordinates to ensure that their performance conforms to the plans. Coordination in maintenance. The accomplishment of group goals becomes impossible if there is no harmony of individual efforts. All the functions of management are just meaningless if there is no coordination. In fact, each of the managerial function is an exercise contributing to coordination. It becomes the central task of the manager to reconcile differences in approach, timing, effort and interest and to compromise individual objectives to contribute to the organizational goals. The coordination is very essential because coordination between various departments, coordination between the manager and the engineer, coordination between the engineer and the supervisor, which are very much required in taking good decisions during the production process or during the maintenance process. Maintenance as integrating function. To integrate is to join, combine or link together. An important aspect of the function of management of maintenance department is to integration. To accomplish the objectives of an organization, the management has to establish two types of integration: external integration and internal integration. Maintenance as integration function. External integration means linking the objectives of the organization to the needs of its external environment, consisting of the production departments, customers, society, labor, suppliers of materials and equipment, investors and financiers, government and such other bodies on which its survival and growth depends. So means integration is very much required. External integration means the maintenance department with the other departments and other government organization, so that the growth of the industry will be improved, the growth of the production, the maintenance effectiveness will be enhanced. Internal integration refers to proper management of operations by harmonically working of various departments and linking of the allocation of resources with the objectives and priorities set as a result of external integration. A very crucial part of the internal integration is the integration of employees' efforts into company's plans and programs. This will involve the linking and reconciliation of individual goals with organizational goals. Interface between maintenance and other departments. Maintenance is related to production departments very closely in many aspects. In fact, it is very purpose of establishment is for the production department, such as erection, installing, commissioning, overhauls, lubrication, preventive maintenance, shifting of the machinery, updating and providing utilities like air, water, air conditioning, etc., repair, reconditioning and upkeeping of machines. Maintenance interacts with production planning and control to plan the maintenance schedules so that they will not clash with production schedules. It also reports the cost of maintenance, spares and utilities or services, etc. Maintenance raises its budget requirements in the beginning of the financial year and report the cost of spares, utilities, day-to-day activities regularly or periodically to finance and accounts department. Maintenance has a relation with personnel department with reference to the wages, time office, welfare and disciplinary measures apart from the recruitment and training. Often, maintenance looks after the safety engineering activities. It involves the personnel department for compensation and other related benefits. Maintenance will contact and develop outside parties also to recondition to solve major problems which cannot be solved by internal personnel due to inadequate facilities or skill or knowledge, etc. It also keeps in contact with the original equipment manufacturers to seek their help in troubleshooting, especially in warranty or guarantee periods. Sometimes this will be done for updating of machinery with the latest technology. Maintenance keeps in touch with material suppliers for spare parts management and with the departments connected with the utilities like electricity board, telecom department, waterworks department, etc. Maintenance is sought for the help by each and every department of the organization of failures of their office equipment such as fans, air conditioning, intercommunications, telephones, electricity, etc. Summary. The maintenance department exists in the organization to preserve assets, prolong the life of the assets, retain their good condition, and restore the acceptable condition of the machinery or equipment if they fail. To achieve these objectives, the maintenance organization in either centralized or decentralized system or a mix of both to execute the functions like corrective, preventive, productive maintenance, spare parts management, etc. Maintenance also looks after the erection, installation, commissioning of the new equipment, shifting of the machinery, providing utilities like water, compressed air, intercommunication services, etc. The maintenance even undertake the activities like updating the technology and reconditioning of the machinery, etc. In this connection, it interacts with the various internal departments. Learners, I hope you understood what is maintenance organization, definition of maintenance organization, objectives of maintenance organization, functions of centralized maintenance and functions of decentralized maintenance. Thank you.